It's the place you go when you finish your show. We're your two best friends. Our names are Max and Ben. We're self-proclaimed television experts. It's Reality Alert.
Okay, Max, it's time to test your wits. Are you ready?
Yes.
Spell the word cow.
Oh, God. Oh, I'm not good with the silent letters. Okay. Oof. A lot of pressure here. We are live. K. Oh no.
That's gonna be a no. That's a stink.
Oh no.
Oh,
no. Okay, Ben.
Okay, my turn.
Need you to spell the word dog.
Oh,
dog.
Okay, I got this one. P.
Dog. Get the fuck over here. Dog.
Wrong. You got it wrong, man.
Oh no.
You know, I now understand pressure. I'm gonna have to give the battle camp.
It's tough.
Yes. It's tough.
I have to admit something though. I threw the word dog.
Oh my God, that's so strategic.
Yes. I can actually spell it if you want.
Oh my God, spell it.
It's GWAP.
I mean, I don't know how to spell it, so I'm just gonna have to trust you.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Wow. I mean, I don't know what it's like to be on a thing without a helmet and potentially lose my brain. So maybe I don't know. They should have given them helmets.
You never had those at your summer camp?
We had a water trampoline, and then we had a smaller one that did not launch you nearly as high into the air as. I did not like the angle at which they were landing. Because I always watch this on the challenge, and sometimes when people land in the water, they get injured. I actually don't like when people.
Depends on how high it is, but yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't like the way that they were like landing on their necks and stuff. They weren't landing in like good. They didn't have.
I loved it, dude. It reminded me of Jackass 3. You know, like, put a bunch of feathers on them so that they look like a bird in the air, and then like give the other contestants paintball guns.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been sick.
They just didn't have like. It was like they were in this weird amount of time to fall where they didn't have a long enough time to like angle themselves to fall into the water in like a safe way that I was like, oh my God. No. I don't know if the helmet would have
I would say Kyle hit the water like a ton of bricks.
I know, like on his neck. I was like, oh my fucking God. Like hitting the water at a certain height is like hitting cement. But I mean, I don't think it was high enough. It just looked really painful. Yeah,
it's a miracle nobody's been injured.
There's times on the challenge where people belly flop and they have like bruises on their face. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Which is very entertaining, unfortunately. Like it's fucking hilarious.
Oh
but,
it's great.
It's great.
Great TV.
It's not very battle camp though, because when you watch on the challenge like they're supposed to get fucked up, I feel like when you watch it on battle camp, you go Netflix fucked up. You know?
Yeah.
you're like guys. We don't want to. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Kyle, and this is the water launch.
This episode was guest directed by Spike Jones.
Yeah.
Well, this is Battle Camp episodes 3, 4, and 5. I'm Max Geyser. This is Ben Overzet. We are Reality Alert Podcast. We are actually live currently on YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. You can join us. Today's Thursday. You can join us again tomorrow at 2:30 Central Time, 12:30 PST, and then all of the other times that I don't feel like saying right now. And Jordan Staff from Circle Season 6 will be joining us. We're very excited about that, actually. He says he's ready.
Cast assemble.
Yes, he says he's ready to talk shit. So
Yeah, baby. That's
Bro, that is such bullshit.
it's not. You said that, Jordan. You said you're ready to talk shit.
Boring.
Yeah, he's ready to call out whatever's boring and whatever's fun. So we're stoked about
Good.
that. So subscribe to all of our shit because then you can know. And then we're going to be back on Sunday, not Saturday, around the same time. So turn on all your notifications on everything so that we can go live with you and you talk in the chat to discuss the final 2 episodes. And then you can head over to patreon.com/reality alert when sometime next week we are going to be discussing all the social media. We're going to be doing Battle Camp Center, a special bonus episode where we discuss what all of the cast members are talking about. That's patreon.com/reality alert. Tier start at $5. And if you want ad-free episodes, they start at just $8, and you can listen to all this shit with no ads if you're listening on podcasts. That's patreon.com/reality alert.
That's right. Shuby's been talking a lot of shit on social media, and we're gonna
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Shuby's
Just a different person from what I've ever known before. It's crazy.
Cyberbullying Irina. It's really crazy.
And Morgan, for some reason, I was like, Morgan, of all people, you're going after her?
Yeah, I actually have a clip of a reel that he had. Do you want me to play some audio from it?
Yeah, let's hear it.
It's just a preview of what we're gonna be talking about on Patreon.
Message. I'm not a fucking man. What part of me is timid? I literally had to get rid of someone in front of everyone and defend myself multiple times. I've shown I'm way more than a timid girl. Don't ever use that word on me again. Send.
Send, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He's talking about when he had to kill somebody live.
Scary.
Instagram live, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Tony at the end of that episode. My God.
Yeah, when he said that word, it's because Irina called him a bitch and started like a flame war with him. So things are getting crazy, and we're only going to talk about it again on the Patreon.
That's right.
Yeah.
Shuby's lost his mind, folks.
Oh my God, I'm effed.
Yeah,
you're effed, dude.
He's stressed out.
When the Reality Alert Patreon comes for you, you're effed.
You're effed. All right, let's get into Battle Camp. Start with episode 3 so we continue. Irina walks away. I thought a producer was going to follow you, but I think the producer was like, Taylor, go talk to her. And he was like, oh, I have to talk. And he was like, when I play football, sometimes I don't want to play, but they made me play the game. So you should go stand by the fucking wheel or whatever we're doing here. I'm just here to get. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Sometimes it's embarrassing if you miss like a play call, and you feel embarrassed, but you have to go back in the game.
Yeah,
it's just a part of the game. You have a contract, so you got to get paid. You know what I mean?
But like Gabby is balling more than Irina. Did this surprise you?
It's the toughest decision she's ever made, Max.
Dude, these people, whenever they say this on these shows, I just take it at face value and I just go like, you must be the most privileged people in the entire world if the decision that you have to make on a reality show is the toughest decision that you've ever had to make.
And also the steps that she did and the punishment were the hardest thing she's ever done.
I'm like, the shit they do in cheerleading is so hard.
This is the hardest.
But go watch like Gabby's Navarro cheerleading like routines. They're fucking insane.
This was harder.
That's crazy to me.
But it's Irina. Everyone loves Irina, dude. Literally every person on the planet adores Irina.
Eliminating Irina would be the easiest decision of my entire life. You're like, oh, we have to eliminate someone.
Really?
It's the person nobody likes and will be impossible to work with. Yeah, Irina.
I would protect her with my life on that show.
Yeah. Like, it should be a great shield because everybody will keep trying to get rid of her.
Team Good TV, baby.
Yeah, I guess I would vote for Gabby because, yeah, but I was surprised that she was crying so much because I just thought she's so competitive that like she would be tough. But sometimes when these people are like so used to just like team sports and like athletic stuff, when it comes to like social game stuff, it's harder for them. It's like that boxer who was on the Traders who's used to knocking people out. voting people off on the traitors, like it broke him emotionally, and he had to leave the show.
Yeah, there is something about athletes, isn't there, where they like bottle up the emotions and they put it all into whatever competition they're doing, but then there's this like feeling of guilt or something after. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's very odd.
For me, it's the opposite because I suck at every single sport. That when I get to play a game like this, I am absolutely like ruthless because I finally get to be good at something.
Wow. I don't want to play Red Rover with you at summer camp.
No, Red Rover requires athleticism. Anything social like Mafia or something. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
I mean, you probably have.
I love Mafia. Yeah.
Yeah. But do you feel that way that sometimes people that like when you? I mean, I played like Jack in the Box games with you too. Do you feel like you're a little more competitive than other people?
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Big time. Yeah, I want to win every time.
Yeah, sure. Actually, at summer camp, when you're older, we got to play this game called Killer in the Barn, where like they let all the horses go out to pasture at night, and then you walk around. They turn off everybody draws from a deck of cards, and if you get the ace of spades, you're the killer, and everybody walks around and moseys in the dark. And if you're the killer, you put an X on somebody's back, and they die, and they have to stop walking. And if somebody walks into them, they yell an obscenity because you're one of the older campers. You can curse. And then they turn the lights on, and that person is out of the game. And then you meet and you discuss, who do you think the killer is? And then it kind of like dwindles down. Like my final summer camp, I was the killer, and I just slowly killed people. And the game lasted like 2 hours until I won. And people were like, "Did you really have to make the game last so long and kill us off so quickly?" And I was like, "Yeah, I fucking did, because I can't win anything else.
Yeah,
that's the game. Stop crying."
Yeah.
That's how it goes. You gotta kill him.
I agree. JT in the chat says this game sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was actually amazing. It was like the best game.
Any form of Mafia is really fun. That's why Traders works so well.
Yeah.
It's a great show.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like real life Traders kind of, in a fucking barn.
Yeah, baby.
So yes, Gabby has a hard time. Tony starts calling Gabby his girlfriend.
Yeah, he says she's pure, and he's like cold and cut. So
yeah,
they're like perfect opposites that attract.
Yeah, were you shipping them at this point?
Oh yeah, are you kidding me?
Yeah, Tabby. That was my ship name for them.
Yeah,
I was drawing hearts in my notes and
someone like, pure and empathetic, and then another one who's like psychotic and might kill everybody. It's like a perfect match. It's crazy.
I was actually drawing like anime characters of them on my iPad and like uploading them to like DeviantArt and like writing fan fiction and stuff. Like I was like really shipping them hard.
I saw you at 2 a.m. You texted me like 3 different edited fan cams that you did. So
what are fan cams?
Those fan cuts.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like the edits. Yeah. We get to the yellow cabin in the morning. Louis asks Gabby if she is into Tony. She doesn't say no, Ben. I didn't hear no. Ooh. I was full of joy. I was like, let's go.
She cheated on her boyfriend.
Yeah, she was. That's emotional cheating.
Wow.
And that's when I was shipping. I was like, there's no rules at summer camp, right? What happens at summer camp stays in summer camp, okay?
Wow.
There's no rules.
But you said at the party you saw her with her boyfriend, right?
Yeah, because what happens at summer camp stays at summer camp.
Okay. So there's not a throuple situation happening.
No. I didn't see her and Tony really interacting.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
Yeah. She says we good strategically. They wonder who will show up. Trey and Gabby want someone smart and athletic. Louis wants someone with the fattest bum.
Interesting strategy. This is an interesting
for
hitting the water, right?
Yeah. Or if they like a fattest bum competition.
Yeah, that's smart. See, that's smart.
Just measurements if they measure butts.
I think that's really smart.
Yeah. Sometimes at camp we would have a smelliest shoe competition at challenge night. So I would be saying I want somebody with a smelly shoe to come in case we have a smelliest shoe competition.
Yeah, smart. It's
smart.
And
then people would try to try to rig things by like burping into the shoe before the judges would smell it, So that's what I would hope for. Just some insight. Should I shut up about this stuff now?
It's
Okay.
pretty gross. Yeah.
All right. Bree shows up. Bree, she's here for another win, or so she says, but she doesn't. She really seems more into Louis.
She does. I think the win for her is Louis.
These two hot people, they get distracted so quickly.
This is why you can't have too many too hot for handle people on a show.
Yeah.
Because then they just get too horny for each other, and then the whole show turns into that.
But they're the only people that are like available to do these shows. I think they want a mix of people, but they're just the people that are the most available. There's so many of them, and they don't have jobs.
Yeah.
They have the most followers, so they're influencers. Like they have jobs. Like they just like, yeah. So yeah. Bree does she? I feel like she mentions how she cheered throughout high school. How do you think? What do you think Gabby thought when Bree said that?
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, that's so cute. You cheered with quotes. You think you cheered?
Now watch this.
No, this. Yeah. Can you do this? She does like 8 million flips in the air. Louis, throw me in the air. She lands 10 minutes later. She's a flyer. What can you do? Can you fly?
Now that you mention it, for that blob competition where they go up in the air from the water, do you think if it were Morgan or Gabby, they would have done cool flips in the air?
Yeah, dude.
After they got sent up?
Yes.
But they were the only ones who knew how to spell, too. So that was
yeah, that was the problem.
It's like the two people that we want to see in the air.
Well, we know that they went to college. They went to Navarro Community College, okay?
Yeah.
What
do you think Nick was thinking that whole time watching that competition? I kept looking for his reactions to being like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Nick doesn't know how to spell. He only knows how to code robots. He only knows numbers. He knows binary.
Yeah, he only knows binary. He can spell things in binary.
A binary competition. Those we gotta get those words for at least the later ones were like I was like, okay, technically those are like a little more the beginning one.
Saboteur, yeah.
I could see like under pressure you could fuck up saboteur. And ecstasy, I'm like, okay, somebody could say an X in the beginning.
The C instead of the S.
The C and the S, I was like, okay.
You could mistake that, sure.
I was like, that's not a big deal. Without
some
spell
of those
check.
Some of those
the ones in the beginning?
Ocean?
Ocean?
Oh, if you get that wrong, what
guys,
on, man? Like that's bad. That's bad. I was getting concerned just like for our country, just like for people in general. Like what's going on with our school systems here?
Yeah, I wasn't concerned for our country until this, and then I started.
Today was the day where I woke up.
Now I'm concerned.
I woke up today, finally.
I think I'll start reading the news.
But first I need to learn how to read.
All right, so Bree meets the whole camp, and they go to breakfast, and Bree starts feeling Louis' muscles, and Avery is on the same page as us, Ben.
Yeah.
Having a pretty girl in front of you will make you compete better. You know, when your testosterone increases, it makes you like more competitive and athletic.
Oh yeah, baby, that high T.
Everyone needs more tea. Why aren't they doing more tea? I don't understand it.
Ooh, that high T.
That high T. She's up with medical science,
That's right. He had low T before she got here.
Yeah. This is natural tea. Or maybe she just brought some they had this conspired. Like he knew he couldn't pack enough like testosterone injection with him. He's like, Bree, I know you're coming. You need to bring some tea with you,
We knew that Bree was gonna spill the tea when she got here, but we had no idea that they would be this crazy.
Avery says a pretty girl in front of you will increase your testosterone. Is she inferring that Bree is the only pretty girl there? Because aren't there a lot of pretty girls there that would be
only Bree? She was on Too Hot to Handle.
Yeah.
Unless you were on Too Hot to Handle, then you don't count.
Yeah, then you don't increase testosterone. I'm just trying to follow the science.
Sure.
Yes.
I get it.
Tony and Bree are asked if they will cuddle. Louis says he will cuddle, but nothing will happen.
Sure, Louis.
Sure, I'm gonna have to call
with that tea through the roof. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to call some bullshit on that one. You know, it's just not. I don't know about the science of that one either.
Sure, Jan.
Gabby tells Louis this is where his willpower is being tested. It's like we already went through that with him on Too Hot to Handle. I'm guessing you didn't watch it, okay?
And it didn't go well.
Yeah, and there's no stupid code.
He's known for being maybe the worst contestant in the history of Too Hot.
This is this whole thing. I'm like, what are you talking? And also, it's not part of the show. They can hook up if they want, okay?
Yeah. Why is it so bad if they hook up?
And then I love how he says, I love how he's like, well, this is where your willpower is being tested too, okay? So she leaves and Tony...
You're going to have to watch. You're going to have to watch my high tea in action.
Yeah. So Tony asks if Gabby is into him, and Louis says, she's not into you, you know? You should go for it. If you're in love, you know, you should go for it. And Trey keeps being like, she has a girlfriend. I mean, she has a boyfriend. She has a boyfriend. And it's like, Trey, shut the fuck up, okay? It's summer camp. It's the summer of love.
Anything
it's reality
goes,
show.
Baby. Anything goes.
Her boyfriend's not here. He's not a character on the show. We don't even know his name. We don't care about him. Okay? We want romance.
He's just the ultimate cock block, isn't he?
He's
guy?
a cock block, a wet blanket, a clam jam. We
like
don't like
when
him.
When Bree and Louis are in bed together making
Oh my God.
And he's like, what's going on over there? He's like the RA of the cabin. Lights on. Lights on.
You're on a fucking reality show. You might have to be in the same room as people fucking. Welcome to reality TV.
Just shut the fuck up, pull down your pants, and jack off, okay?
It's summer camp. What do you think happens when a bunch of teenage boys are in the same room? They're secretly masturbating. What do you think is happening? Jesus Christ.
This is taking a turn. What's going on over there?
What's happening?
I'm hearing something like...
Come.
Did you come? Did you come? It is funny how the next morning he's like, what did you guys do last night?
What is his problem?
It's like, dude, come on, man. You're supposed to be good at math. Give us a little 2 + 2 here.
I don't see any condom wrappers, guys. Do you need to go to the pharmacy?
Okay, so do you guys know about protection?
What is his problem?
I don't know.
Just,
I think he's jealous. I think he wants to
jealous.
He's used to cuddling with his mom.
Yeah.
And he's cold in bed and he wishes he had someone to cuddle with.
Welcome to reality TV, man, okay?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you know, everybody's just shipping, but QT is threatened about Bree and Louis' special bond.
Yeah, she's really threatened. I feel like QT is playing a harder game than she needs to. Like,
yeah, I'm like QT the strategy, but like it's Louis and Bree. Like,
yeah.
they don't really
like
care.
Everybody's playing checkers because this game is checkers, and like for some reason,
like,
QT is playing chess, and it's like, you know, this game is checkers, though, right?
Whenever they get a meal, she's like looking under everyone plates for idols and shit. They're like, we're trying to have fucking breakfast. It's a Netflix show. QT.
She's like, this is going to be the greatest showman since Rob and Amber.
Yeah.
You can squash it now.
And they're like, who are Rob and Amber? Who are these people? So we get to challenge Mask the Misery. Yeah, this was fun. They actually did a similar challenge on $1 Million Secret, but it was just with food. So I'm glad that this had some variance in it.
I love this challenge. It's fun.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked that it was a bunch of different stuff too, like different ways.
It felt more like camp to me. Like
it did.
It was silly and fun and had everybody laughing. I thought it was good.
Yes. Have you ever been electrically shocked?
No, thank God.
Oh.
I've had the things on my back for back pain. What do you call those things? Where they send little jolts of electricity to relax your nerves.
The TENS unit. Use a TENS unit.
Yeah, I guess if that's what it's called.
It's in the little briefcase, and then it comes out, and they attach you to it.
Yep,
It's called a TENS unit. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those are nice.
Yeah. I actually we used to go to an ostrich and emu ranch that was near the summer camp that I went to, and there was also a farm, and we would grab the electric fence and shock ourselves. So this is very summer camp. It was fun.
I guess I've been shocked by if I'm grabbing cords or cables out of outlets or something.
Yeah, it's fun, right?
I get yeah, it's a blast.
Yeah. Did anything stand out to you from this challenge? Any MVPs here? I thought Gabby did really well in the first one with her tensing of the muscles to make it look like she was being shocked.
Oh yeah. Gabby did good. I thought, are we doing for all of these challenges or just the electrocution one?
Oh, well, we can break it. We can go one by one if you want. I mean, it'll be pretty quick. Moldy Milkshake. Tony had the bad one.
Lorenzo was a great actor for it, though.
He was. I did guess Tony because I thought his overacting was covering up for what was happening, but Lorenzo did a good job. The chopping onions one.
QT did good. I don't know how much this would this one seemed like the easiest one of all of them, didn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. And it's you got Shuby on your team. All he has to do is think of heights and he's going to cry. So
yeah, I mean, it
should be a good shield for you. Yeah.
The invisible chair, Trey was squatting. The Blue Bears got it right. The Red Eagles got it wrong. I mean, this one is
this one would be tough, I think.
Yeah, especially because they're all probably pretty good at squatting. They also did it pretty quickly, so I feel like you would need to, I would need to know how long it lasted for.
Now, if it were Lexi in this competition, it would have been bad news.
Yeah.
She would have just fallen down after.
I know. Yeah. We got the heavy package. Both teams got it wrong. Lorenzo had it. So
Lorenzo's good at this.
He's good. I think he's playing a really good game. When I
realized,
my
God, I'm starting to think a new winner pick here.
That's what I got after us. Oh my God, he has no votes and he's athletically really good. You know,
and then he ends up on the super team at the end.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, him and Georgia are I don't see them getting votes going forward. They are kind of a powerhouse in this game.
Yeah, no, they're really good. Yeah. And I think Georgia's kind of she keeps downplaying herself, but she's kind of sneaky athletic, you know?
She is.
And she has a really good social game.
Maybe the best social game right now of anybody.
Dude, we see on these shows, people are obsessed with Georgia on every show that she is on. I mean, it is.
Well, look at how quick she makes friendships. Her and Lorenzo were this immediately.
And it's usually a dating show. On Perfect Match, every guy wanted to date her because she's beautiful. But then even on Perfect Match, it was all the girls wanted to be friends with her too. So there's just something about her. I mean, she does seem just really nice, you know? I don't think she's super interesting, but she seems like she'd be fun to hang out with. You know, she wants to eat. I mean,
even the fact that her and Chase had their history or whatever, it didn't matter at all because she's good with, maintaining relationships and friendships.
Yeah. So, I think she's in a good place. We get the hot dog from Hell challenge and Shuby pulls off the win.
This one surprised me.
Yeah, I thought that
Shuby was laughing during it, and so I thought, oh, there's no way. And Theo did a pretty good job.
This was tough. This was a tough one.
Yeah. Shuby did good though, I thought.
No, he was really good. He was very, very proud of himself.
What up?
He did it. He loved that hot dog. So the blue team wins and the yellow team loses. But afterwards, Gabby says the wheel is fate. Well, if it's fate, then you should accept it. And she does accept it, though. And Trey says, yeah, but the goal is to reduce our fate.
I like that at a certain point. Or no, I'm sorry. That's Gabby who says it, but like Georgia has been talking about the wheel like that too.
They're all worshiping the wheel. That's what I like about the wheel.
The wheel. Funny.
The
And
wheel
Lorenzo
is a
goes, "What are you,
religion."
You've turned into Gandhi."
I know.
So
They've all lived in LA for too long, so they're starting to get woo-woo
Yeah.
about everything.
Yeah, they are.
In the bathroom, Louis and Brie have their little towel moment and they plan to cuddle. Things are getting very too hot over here. Ooh. Do we think there was really a fruit bat in the cabin that Lorenzo pointed out? Do we think everybody got rabies
In
shots?
the cabin?
They were
No.
in the cabin and Lorenzo was like, "There's a fruit bat." But they don't bite. Do we
There's
think?
no way. I
They had
bet
to
it
get-
was
They had to go
on
get
the outside of the cabin.
They had to shut down production. I'll get rabies shots. So we get to the yellow cabin, and this is where Louis carries Bree there, and Trey gets upset. We already talked about this, but he's a wet blanket.
Yeah.
I liked in the morning when Shuby says he misses his parents. They've been there for like 3 days. I'm homesick.
He visits them a lot.
Can I have a call home, please? Can I write them a letter? Is there any stationery?
Yeah, you'd think that would be Trey, but
Yeah, I know.
God, this is whack.
Yeah. So they float around this idea of nominating Bree or Polly, but in the blue cabin. But Gio clearly does not want to nominate Polly, and he makes this very clear. I feel like because nobody is threatened by Gio and they generally like him, like he's able to have this standing to just be like, "Yo, I want to keep Polly." Like I can just say it without people being like threatened by their bond. Do you know what I
but
mean?
it didn't
Like,
work. Yeah,
no, not really.
and it kind of sets up the reason because even Shuby is like, we got to be thinking about the game here, and it kind of sets up what happens with Nick coming in later, where Shuby's like, "God, I wish I could help you out here, but like, we've been playing a certain way, and we can't just like help our friends in the show."
Did Polly end up getting a lot of votes though? Like it didn't.
She got some votes.
Mm-hmm. Polly says,
she got the most votes. She got 4.
"Oh, okay, yeah." It's hard when you cover so many. No, she episode 4. She only got 2 votes, and it was Tony that got 4 votes. He got the most.
I have Tony getting 5 and Polly getting 4 written down.
Oh no, she got 3. She got Trey, Louie, and Bree, but her name was on it from the punishment.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Tony got the most actual votes from the people. So yeah, I mean, she was still called out. Where were we? So should we get to the? So let's get to. So Polly discusses that they're going to split the vote, but Lorenzo's like, "What's the point of doing a split?" Of doing like a split vote, it doesn't really matter. This is another thing I think of matters too. Like, it doesn't really matter whose name is on there exactly, as long as it's not yours, because you just don't want your name on it, or you want as many slots on the wheel that are on it as aren't.
The odds are
yours.
still the same.
Yeah, you just want the odds to not be you.
Yeah. I don't get the splitting decision.
And also, there's no idols. You don't need to split the vote. Why are
if
you
you're splitting it? It's
split
because you
vote?
don't care which one of them goes home.
Yeah.
You're not splitting it because you want this person to go home.
Yeah. Sorry, it was Lorenzo that said no split vote because Polly wants to target Louis and Tony doesn't like that. And they're like, this isn't battle best friends camp. Okay. It's called battle camp. All right. We're not keeping our best friends. So Tony decides, let's get Polly out, at least from his perspective at this point.
Yes. And yet another member of his team.
I'm upset that we didn't get the answer to when Shuby asked Louis if he made love.
I know. That's too bad.
Like, I think he was very upfront. He asked very politely, and we didn't get the answer. I think when somebody asks you a polite question, you have to say yes.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Tony tells Georgia and Louis they have to get Polly out of there, and Georgia's like, "You need to like act like you care about people more." She gives him some advice. You need to stop being a dickhole.
That's falling on deaf ears, though, right? I mean, come on.
Well, I think it's well played because as she's doing this, she knows that she's going to vote for him. So it makes it less.
Yeah.
So I think it's like as a way to be like, I'm on your side and make it seem like she's not actually going to vote for him. Like she's playing this well.
Yeah, but she is being brutally honest to him too. Like he's
Yeah, but
playing a horrible social game.
yeah,
Like horrible, really bad.
Yeah. I know she is, but I think that's also like convincing. I think it's
Yeah,
like
it
it
is.
convinces you like I'm actually on your side and you can tell because I'm being honest with you. But she's
Yeah,
also
yeah.
stabbing in the back. Yeah. Yeah. Gabby
It
and
is
Tony
something he
talk.
needed to hear.
Yes. Yeah, then Gabby does confirm that she has a boyfriend and nothing's gonna happen with Tony. And this is when I started crying.
Oh,
This was the hardest decision I ever had to make to stop writing my fan fiction. This was really hard. The hardest decision, the hardest thing I ever had to do. So
but she said she'll still lead Tony on though. So
yes.
Yeah.
Punishment, full throttle. Georgia and Lorenzo are taken off the board because they've done it before. I think that was a good decision. This is the selection for the punishment. They decide to make it all men or women to make it fair, which I mean, I think at this point in the game, you don't want to, they're trying not to make like two big waves and be like, we're trying to give somebody a punishment and make it like one women against two women against one guy who like, and it's clearly going to be like a physical competition.
yeah, it's not the. I do think they should do that down the road, just not now. It's a little too early. It's a little too early.
Yeah, and I mean, I think
they're gonna have to get more cutthroat as the game goes along.
They do it a little bit in the next competition. Like I think they knew. I mean, they knew Morgan was
I think once
lose.
draft day happens, that's like when the floodgates opens. Of like that's when we need to start being more cutthroat in this game. Yeah.
So Gio is not the biggest fan of like the poly thing happening, but I think he just kind of has to like let it happen. But it's clear that she's gonna lose, you know. I mean, she's going against Gabby. Like nobody's gonna beat Gabby in anything endurance based.
No. Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
She's just too big of a competitor. And there's just no way she was gonna stop.
Yeah. But Polly's not mad at him, which I guess for Gio this was a good move. Just being, and he's like, look, because then there'd be too big of a target on us, and the camp would be mad at me. You know, I think if I were Polly, I would have still been like, you can't fucking do this to me again. Though I would be like, look, I'm not mad at you. We're still friends, but like, I wouldn't have done that to you. I would just be like, I would be like,
your one pass.
Yeah, I would be. I think you gotta like, you know. You got to be like,
lay the guilt.
You have to. He fucked you over.
Not too much, but just enough to where he feels like he owes you.
Yeah. I feel like the concept of this punishment is boring, but I did like the way that they edited it. I think it was entertaining, like watching what everybody else was doing, hanging out while they did it.
I like the dance moves from Polly. That was funny.
Yeah, like the dance moves, and then I liked how like Trey was juggling, and then Louis was offering them water while Georgia offered them like ice cream sundae. Like that was really funny.
Yeah.
You know,
after that Trey juggling scene, I was surprised Bree was in Louis' bed that night and not Trey.
I know. I was
saying.
If he did magic, I was gonna have to take a cold shower. I know.
Take a cold shower, yeah. Whoo!
I like how Lorenzo was like, I'm not sure if a pedometer picks up samba moves, you know.
I was wondering about that too. I was like, what is it picking? How many is it actually picking up from that?
Yeah. Yeah, she should have done the cha-cha, then it would have gotten picked up. Except cha-cha rather than samba. Yeah, so it's the hardest thing Gabby has ever done, and she wins. So very impressive.
Wow.
I wanted to know all the number of steps.
She's got a tough life ahead.
Yeah.
These are all the hardest things she's ever done. Oh, yeah.
Oh, oof.
Oof. You got a tough life ahead of you. I don't know what to tell you. Life is tough. Kid. It'll be rough
Oof.
if you
They
get that emotional over steps.
I know. They didn't show the final step counts, right?
No, they didn't.
Come on.
I wanted to know who was second and third at least.
Come on!
Yeah, I wanted to see like how much he beat them by, stuff like
I
that.
I just wanted to know if Paulie got second or Bree got second. I was curious on that.
Yeah.
I think they would lead you to assume it was Paulie because Bree stopped early. But
It's not fair, man.
yeah. Whatever.
Whatever. Let's get to so Lorenzo wants to target Louis because they, Tony doesn't like this. Louis says that Tony told me Polly is coming for me, so Gia will too. Trey and Bree agree to target Polly. We see some of the voting happens, but I think that like the biggest thing that happens is when voting occurs, Tony votes for Trey because he says he doesn't want to put a target on his back by voting for his own team member again and voting for Polly. And he says he can't vote for Louis or his crush Gabby, so he has to vote for Trey. But it's like,
Process
dude,
of elimination.
then you should have told everybody that you weren't going to vote for Polly like beforehand, because now all these plans have happened in motion.
Yeah.
Very sloppy, Tony.
He sort of screwed himself here. Yeah.
Yes. Shall we get to the wheel? Because the wheel spins. We have to... The wheel.
The wheel's so scary.
Yeah, so Gabby gets 0 votes. Bree gets 2 from QT and Avery. I thought it was interesting that the blue team didn't... the Blue Bears didn't vote on a united front.
Yeah, they've been splitting a lot, haven't they? Is that a coordinated effort or
I don't know.
just happenstance?
Maybe they're just like, it doesn't really matter.
Maybe.
We're immune. Who cares?
But they communicate so much with each other, so it's
That's
kind of weird.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Louis gets 2 votes from Polly and Lorenzo. Polly gets 3 votes from Trey, Louis, and Bree. And this is because, they thought that Louis was going to get a lot of votes. Tony gets 4 votes, I believe, from Gio, Shoebomb, Georgia, and Gabby. And he says, I know exactly who did this. And Trey gets 1 vote from Tony. But Gabby's the one that's eliminated. And everyone is devastated, including us. Because now Tony and Gabby won't get married.
Yeah. Tony literally looked like he just got divorced.
Yeah. Basically
bawling his eyes out. This is we see quite the range of emotions from Tony in this game.
It's because he's a real person, okay? Weren't we all bawling our eyes out? Did anybody watching this not bawl their eyes out? Exactly. Let's get to this bathroom scene. Tony goes into the bathroom and cries, but luckily Avery and QT are here to confront him.
It's not your fault. It's the wheel. It's the wheel. It's the wheel. It just freaking sucks.
It's the wheel. It's the wheel.
Blame it on the fucking wheel, man. It's the wheel.
It's fucking life, man.
It's the wheel. The wheel spins and, you can't get off.
The wheel giveth and the wheel taketh away. This morning I prayed to the wheel. This morning I sacrificed a stray dog on the compound for the wheel, and I survived. What does that tell you?
You're not worshiping the wheel enough. And that's why it took Gabby away from you. This is your fault, man. It's the freaking wheel.
It's the wheel. It's the wheel. It just freaking sucks.
I don't like that she said that the wheel sucked, though, because I think the wheel can be great. The wheel is life, The wheel isn't great.
You don't want to say that about a presence like that.
I know but the wheel isn't great, and the wheel doesn't suck. The wheel is.
The wheel just is.
Yes.
We're not to question the wheel. We're just to accept the wheel.
But this is where the wheel. I kind of got sold on the wheel from the show because I'm like, they can't handle it. The contestants show the most emotion when the wheel kind of breaks them. True. They can't handle it.
Seeing a lot of tears.
Yes. Let's get to the red cabin. Tony is still freaking out. He yells at Polly.
You're a clown. You and your
Me?
dork-ass Geo are clowns.
Dork-ass what?
Dork-ass Geo. You and your dork-ass Geo are clowns.
You're a clown. You and your
Me?
dork-ass Geo are clowns.
Yes, you. It's all your fault.
Selling your little clown homes with polka dots everywhere. You disgust me.
Yeah, because he assumes that Geo, Polly, Shoebomb, and Trey voted for him, but it was really Geo, Shoebomb, Georgia, and Gabby. So Polly didn't even vote for him.
And now Georgia is scared that she's going to get murdered if he finds out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that the Blue Bears immediately deduced that it was Gabby and Georgia that did it. Like, everybody knows.
Not that hard. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
I will say for the editing here at the end of the night, the transition of like Tony losing it and finally going to bed, it was scary.
I know.
You want to talk about a summer camp movie? I was thinking Friday the 13th. That's what it was starting to seem like, you know?
Yeah, he was going a little wackadoodle.
Can I throw out just a little conspiracy theory here? Maybe production might have helped push him out the door a little the next morning.
Yeah, I wonder.
Because he was getting a little too intense. And and I could totally see if Georgia went to production and was like, I'm a little concerned. I'm in the same cabin as this guy, and he's like yelling at people, calling them clowns, and I'm kind of nervous, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if production was like, hey, Tony, maybe you should step out of this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible.
Yeah. He was getting pretty intense. Those weird moments of him sitting by himself and like looking at the ground and like getting himself stirring up his own emotions and all this.
I think that's also because also like his reasons for like leaving, like it was kind of like intelligible. Like unintelligible. Like it was like he was like, I want to like people and I want them to like me, but like we're fighting, and then like everything was kind of a mixed bag. Like I got what he was talking about, but it just wasn't succinct. Like I don't know. I think that your theory kind of adds up.
Yeah. It was pretty intense for battle camp. I'm just saying, like.
Yeah, no, it was
for the challenge. It would have been nothing, but for this, it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if these people are worth yelling at and calling them clowns. Come on, it's just a stupid wheel, man.
Are you saying that clown is the new C word? Should we not be saying it? Clown is OTT. Should we not be saying clown?
Yeah, it is OTT.
Yeah. So in the morning, you know, everybody wakes up.
Roar.
And Georgia says that, you know, she puts on her therapist cap and she says Tony isn't doing well in this environment. She says he wasn't upset about Gabby. He was upset about being on that wheel.
I kind of agree with her.
It's the wheel. It's the wheel. It just freaking sucks.
Yeah, it wasn't Gabby. It was the wheel. But I do agree. Yeah, it was
his own ego. Yeah.
It always comes down to his ego. Yeah. And also, like, nothing was going to happen with Gabby. I mean, he knows that he was crying. He was like, oh, she doesn't, I don't deserve. It's like, you're just mad that you got played. Yeah.
Yep. He really thinks he's going to, like, he really, up until this moment, thought he was going to win the game.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious.
So Morgan shows up. And by the way, when I met her in person, I did remember her. So I do remember her now. Apologies. I was like, oh, yes. And then watching on the show, I was like, I do. Okay. Yellow Wolves, they're very excited to have another Navarro cheerleader. I love that they're like, now we don't have to be sad again. You're our new Gabby. We can just forget about Gabby now. You're like the same thing.
If only Tony had stuck around, he could have had like a new girlfriend.
Yeah, that would have been so funny if everybody just does the same exact thing. I like when at breakfast Lorenzo asks who is better and Morgan instantly says Gabby. It's like yeah, you guys don't understand. Gabby is still cheerleading. She's really good.
Have you seen Cheer?
Yes, guys, she's the GOAT. Okay. So the challenge is announced, and we learned that Tony quit. I'll miss Tony. I will. He was kind of like the star of the first few episodes, you know?
Yeah.
He was serving. So R.I.P. Tony. But don't use that C word anymore, or you'll be fully canceled.
At first, I thought they're going to replace him with Chase because similar energies. But then I realized, oh, they're trying to get away from that energy just for a little bit.
Yeah.
So they chose Nick instead.
Did you catch that Tony said that he wants to be remembered as someone who is who they are?
Well, mission accomplished, Tony.
Yes, we believe that you are who you are.
Yes, we don't think that you are pretending or
Yes.
trying to be someone else.
You are who you are.
You're not an actor in a fictional film, so
good job. And we just
it
want
is
you
reality TV after all.
and we want you to know.
It's not your fault. It's the wheel.
Okay, so no hard feelings. Daddy Nick arrives. Here we go.
Hashtag my lord. Daddy Nick is home, baby.
He even got Shuby to brand for him.
I
Shuby
know.
did the hashtag Big Nick Energy.
Hashtag Big Nick energy.
Yeah, Shuby is pretty stoked. I mean, he's a little torn because he can't be on Nick's side, but he's happy Nick is here.
Yeah.
You feel
Secretly, I feel like if they get to that point where it gets down to like 5 people, maybe there's room to work with each other.
Do you feel like Nick is a little subdued?
I think he is doing that on purpose. Yeah.
Where's our hashtag Big Nick energy?
It's a little different in the circle when you're in your own bedroom.
Yeah.
And there's no one else around, right?
Where is
They
it?
probably just told him what happened with Tony too, and he's like, okay, so I should probably come in a little light here.
Because otherwise he was going to yell at everybody and call them the C word.
Where's Gabby? Where's my wife?
Yeah, he was going to instantly. Gio, you're a dork.
Clone! The C word.
So apparently he had a thing with Polly.
Yeah, that's
but they're cool.
wild.
Like, oh, we just had a little vacation.
What?
I don't know.
Oh, where's Daniel when you need him?
I know these reality people. Well, we'll be sure to ask Nick about that. Let's get to challenge pole position. I thought this was relatively interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like it was missing like an element. I don't know what it was, but it was good.
It was fun. Yeah,
it was fun.
I feel like if the pegs that they were holding on to were round instead of cubed, it could have gone on for longer.
Yeah.
But they couldn't really hang there for that long.
No. I like that it's cornhole. I like that. I do. I just like the feel.
Themed. Yeah.
I just like the theming. It's fun. Like, I don't know. You don't get a lot of like, I just feel like so many challenges on these different shows are just so like generic, you know?
And you finally get a challenge where like Georgia's the hero. Like that's kind of fun. You know, like Georgia for some reason is like this cornhole queen, you know?
They do this on the Challenge All-Stars where it's like, because they have like older competitors and younger competitors, like their new motto is like, we want to make it so that like anyone can win. And I feel like on Battle Camp, they do that too, where like they have some more athletic challenges, but they also have these challenges where like there's different parts where like other people can win. So it's not just like, oh, it's super like you're running a marathon or something, you know?
Yeah.
And I like
and
that.
And then on the other side of it, it was fun to see like Bree, Louie, and Nick doing so well up there too.
Yeah, which is cool. Like we want to watch people also do athletic parts. So I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, it was a fun challenge, I thought.
Yeah, so the first part we have Polly, Avery, and Bree on the tower, and the Blue Bears and the Yellow Wolves, they decide to target Red. I don't know why everybody just wants the blue team to win.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Louis figures it out afterwards. He's like, I don't know why we keep doing this. Like,
maybe they just like seem non-threatening, even though they are threatening.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think they're good at just kind of like laying low, and they're all worried about their own threat.
Red is kind of a loud team, I suppose, and always has been. So easy to always have them in your sights.
Well, everybody's instantly threatened by Nick when he shows up. They're like, "Oh, muscles! Like, what are we gonna do?" And it's like, yeah, but the red team.
I don't know, Louis. I always thought Louis, like, even Nick points out, like, Louis is pretty strong too. Why doesn't he have the target on his back that I do on mine right now?
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I thought that Louis was actually playing a pretty good game until he started getting like called out like this episode.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that
it could be the fact that Nick has connections with both Perfect Match people and Circle.
That is brought up too, and
okay.
Polly. He has connections with everybody.
Yeah, Polly too. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So Shuby ends up knocking out Polly. We get Bree ends up dangling from the tower after the blue team knocks down all our pegs, and then she falls. And I mean, the Blue Bears win immunity for the third time in a row.
Yeah. If this stayed a three tribe game the rest of the way, the Blue Bears would be coasting all the way.
Yeah. Yeah. We get the second round. It's the Red Eagles versus the Yellow Wolves. We got Nick and Louie up on the tower. Nick is instantly like, Louie is jacked, so my only hope is if the cornhole people do well. But I think my favorite part of this is just Louie getting really pissed off at his own team.
Oi, you lot got my arsehole going here.
You little suck at this fucking game. Will you fucking help me out down here? Trey, can you learn to fucking throw the whole fucking bag in the fucking
Trey,
hole?
it's time to step the fuck up. Time to prove yourself, love.
Your mummy's not here.
Yourself.
Your mum's not here.
But she's watching. She's watching. She's going to be very disappointed in you.
First you block my cock, now you're blocking our win, love.
Lorenzo, you throw like a dolphin.
Do you catch that? What is up with Lorenzo and dolphin stuff?
Lorenzo, you throw like a dolphin.
In fact, people from the neighboring village thought they saw dolphins.
Here, I'm going to play this. So
you
first,
throw like a dolphin.
Lorenzo, you throw like a dolphin.
Throw like a dolphin. And just to remind everybody, Lorenzo said this in episode 1.
In fact, people from the neighboring village thought they saw a dolphin, but in fact it was me.
So Lorenzo has big dolphin.
Big dolphin energy. Big D energy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if it's bad to throw like a dolphin.
Can I have dolphins on aisle 2, please? All the time?
Apparently dolphins throw better than Trey, though. So, I mean, that's a low bar.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah. But I really love Louie in this challenge.
Yeah, get slammed. Get slammed, mate.
Get slammed, mate. You fucking suck. But they were impressive doing that monkey bar stuff. That was fun.
Yeah. I like when Nick says, you should drop and save your strength. And Louis like, save my strength for what? What are you done? It's like, this isn't Survivor. This isn't the reward challenge and the immunity challenge is coming up.
He's to save his life for the arena later, okay?
Yeah.
When they go to the gulag on the challenge cutthroat.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Georgia nails that final bag, like you said, and the Yellow Wolves have lost 3 times in a row.
Wow, they suck.
Yeah.
They're pretty bad.
And then Trey takes all the responsibility. Don't do that. Don't take responsibility. Blame somebody else.
Always.
Just say Louis should have supported you from above and it was his fault.
Yeah.
Louis, if you had supported us from above, we could have done this.
Yeah. Just say Louis should have hung from those bars for longer.
Yeah.
He's weak.
He's weak. So we get to the Blue Bears cabin, and QT proposes a 6-person alliance with the 4 of them, Louie and Trey. What do you think about this move?
I mean, it's fine because it doesn't last very long. It lasts like 2 seconds.
What if it did last?
Then it would be okay, but you don't know the format of the game. Like, this is a new game to everybody.
Yeah.
It would have immediately changed on draft day. You know, the whole strategy of it all.
I was just kind of like, how is this going to work, though? Because you know that Louis is close with Bree.
Yeah.
And then you know that Gio is close with Polly.
Again,
so, like,
QT thinks she's playing Survivor right now. It's battle camp. You need to pull it back a little bit. It is checkers. You're trying to play chess on a checkers board.
But for the sake of chess, Ben, so we have something to talk about.
Yes.
What about those 2 conflicts of interest? Like, aren't those gonna...
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm just
Of
like, those are
course.
interesting people to. I mean, the Geo one I think can be managed, but it's interesting to pull somebody who's in a showman's,
Yeah.
But he kind of
Well,
was
it's
like,
not exactly the smartest thing to add Trey to this alliance and then immediately the next day put him up for punishment.
yeah,
Not the smartest thing in the world.
that was actually wild.
It's like, okay, do you really not want this alliance that you just set up the night before? What is going on?
Unless you cover it before, you have to be like, we might have to put one of you up for punishment. Like, are you guys cool with that? Like, we're okay if you put up one of us. Like, you have to cover these things.
Yeah.
You have to be like, if we go on reward, we can't take one of you because then it's going to look like we're in an alliance.
If you just put yourself in the other person's shoes for 2 seconds and you're like, oh, these people just added me to an alliance last night and they're already putting me up for punishment. Like, how would you feel? Come on.
It was so
You'd probably feel like they were being disingenuous.
It was so bad. That was such a bad move. There are a few things that happened before that. Did you see when Morgan leads people through cheerleading and Shuby kicked his shoe off?
Wow.
Shoe golf, Ben?
Oh my God.
Was he playing shoe golf? Camp? Shoe golf? Did you see that? They're playing shoe golf. He's practicing.
We need to have
shoe
a
golf.
Talk. Max, we need to have a talk.
You made me talk about shoe golf. Anyway, Yellow Cabin.
There was a game I played when I was a kid called Shoe Kick on field day. Did you guys have field day for your school?
Yeah, we had field day. Yeah.
Yeah. That was like you loosened the shoe on your foot and then
and then you kick it.
But But it's not like, I was picturing when you described it that like you take the shoe off and then you kick the shoe off.
Oh no, you sorry, I didn't describe properly. You loosened the shoe on your foot.
Okay. Well, I've done that.
Oh, you played shoe golf?
Not golf though. The field day was just seeing who could get it the farthest.
Oh, okay, yeah. This is just like an extension of the game. You just pick a random, like you might even like we would play it like as like, oh, we're going from waterfront to like, like the next field or something. So like on our way, we'll play shoe golf. Okay. To see who can do it in the fewest kicks. So you've basically played a version of shoe golf.
I have, yes. I was picturing you take off the full shoe.
And then you just kick like the back of it.
And I'm like, that doesn't sound fun.
No, that sounds terrible. This is just like a game to like bullshit,
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad we clarified because I understand that my description, as I was describing it, I felt like I wasn't doing it properly.
Yeah, you really fucked up. You really let a lot of people down.
I'm glad that I unnecessarily brought it up again so we could clarify shoe golf.
Well, people are loving these camp stories, Max. I think if it could just be all camp stories from you and nothing about battle camp, that's what everybody would prefer.
Okay, day one. Yellow Camp. I want to say that Trey is sitting on the porch with Louie, and he says, "The decimated teams. Someone always makes it to the end of Battle Camp." Or are we talking about the earlier seasons of Battle Camp?
Yeah,
the decimated teams,
the lost seasons,
of Battle Camp. Maybe there was some like Japanese
ones that were shot in SD.
the Japanese versions of Battle Camp. Is this based on another show? This dude's talking about Survivor. He's talking about the FOA 4, the A23 or whatever. All right, yeah, the punishment, they select Trey for some reason. It's really bad. Trey is upset, and Avery's like, "But you're good at balancing, so you shouldn't be upset." If your name is
Trey, and you have to hold a tray, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Nick doesn't have to hold a Nick. He's holding a tray.
He's like, "But you're putting me against the strongest guy in the world and a flyer. Flyers hold trays. She's a flyer."
Nick went to MIT. He knows the physics of tray holding.
He's probably doing coding in his brain on how to fucking do this. He was on the circle. The tray is a circle. It's not a squid. If it was a squid, I could do this. So they do this punishment. They have to hold up a tray of drinks as long as possible. Yeah, Morgan. I didn't realize that it would be kind of like a strength thing, but that does make sense.
Yeah.
I thought she would just be good at it because you have to balance your body on people's hands. And I was like, oh, so she can balance a tray.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, I guess you have to use muscles, and I guess
And
I guess
for a
that makes
while.
sense.
For
Yeah.
a
No,
month.
yeah, I was uninformed. Yeah, and Nick wins this pretty easily. He doesn't even have to switch hands.
Yeah.
Daddy Nick, man. I
Big
want him
Nick
to
energy.
I want him to balance me on one hand. Do you think he could do it?
Maybe you should ask him
Yeah, I should have asked him.
next time you see him.
I'll text him. I'll DM him.
Okay.
Yeah. So Trey decides that he needs to start scrambling. Should he have scrambled?
I mean, Trey's gonna Trey, baby.
But should I think he had the right instinct to like take the game into his own hands. I just think he went way too hard.
Yeah, I also think that everyone like calling him a serpent and stuff is like it's a bit much.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Yeah, but it's like he you have to admit what he did worked. It worked.
I think he worked.
Kept himself safe. That name slot would have been Louis, or it would have been his instead of Louis.
That specific name slot that it landed on?
Maybe.
I mean, it did work. He saved himself a vote, but like, could he have done it in a slightly more tactful
But
way?
How would you do it?
I just think maybe there was a way to talk to her where he didn't seem like he was.
My angel Louis, he needs to. The wheel is calling his name. The wheel is calling his name. This has nothing to do with me wanting it.
Maybe just frame it as like, look, I love Louis, but he wants to vote for you or something.
Yeah.
Instead of I'm throwing Louis under the bus because now nobody trusts him.
There's no way out of it. Either nobody trusts you and you stay in the game, or you leave the game.
Yeah, he just I don't think he was great in that conversation. I think he could have been a little more tactful when talking to her. The delivery was a little off, but I think that he had to do it. I do agree with you.
I don't know how you deliver that in a graceful way. Either way, you're turning on your best.
Put on a tux and you have to hold the tray, but his arms were probably too tired, so
yeah,
that was probably the problem there. I do agree, though. I mean, he definitely had to reduce it. You have to reduce your odds as much as possible.
Yeah,
that is kind of the problem with the wheel. You can't just but it really is like now nobody. I don't know what he's gonna do now. You know. Because people are good, but I mean, like,
he's probably gonna fucking slither through the grass like the serpent he is.
He is, dude. He's a serpent. He's a cock block. He's a juggler, dude. He's a clown.
Shh. Don't say that word.
We get a preview of what's to come. Do we think this was initially going to be like a 2-week thing? Or like
I don't know.
I think a 3-week thing. They just dropped it all at once.
It's perfect for our episodes 3 through 5 recap.
Yeah. Yes. Episode 5, Polly immediately rats out Trey. Gio is shocked. Louis pitches to Bree, QT, and Lorenzo that Nick needs to go. Well, that's the thing.
They're like 24 hours.
Well, why did Trey need to pitch to Polly that Louis needed to go? Why couldn't he have been like?
Because I think the red team was not going to vote for one of their own. That was a line in the sand, I think.
That's very true.
And they said it's going to be one of you. And so Trey was like, okay, well, if that's the case,
why not Bree?
Louis, please.
Why not Bree?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Well, I mean, she's not a threat, but
people were voting Bree, though.
I know. So I think that he could have tried that.
I don't think people knew that people were going to be voting for Bree, though.
Yeah, but he could have, negotiated.
Like, nobody knows that, like, there's a couple Bree voters out there. Like, do people know that the main Bree voter is like QT? Because QT's been keeping that pretty tight-lipped, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, actually, the only person that voted for Bree was Shoebomb because QT
QT voted Bree the first time, right?
Um,
She did, I think.
I know QT voted for Nick this time.
That's right, she did.
What in episode?
We voted Bree, and then most everybody else voted.
Yes. QT and Avery voted for Bree.
The episode before that, yeah.
In episode 4, yeah.
And then Avery voted Nick this time, right? I believe.
Sorry, I'm jumping around now. I can't find it right now, but I think so.
We'll get to it.
We will get to it. Where are we, Ben? I'm jumping.
Well, we're still at the beginning of episode 5.
Okay, so we are at the beginning of episode 5, and this is where Avery. So Shuby is fuck. Okay. Nick says he knows that Yellow is going to be voting for him, and Avery says he's new, so he's going to get votes. She says to him, the wheel does what it's supposed to do in a weird way. She's still talking about the wheel, but it's not easy to say when
it's a good cop-out. Yeah.
When you've won immunity 3 times in a row.
Yeah. It's a great cop-out. Just when in doubt, blame the wheel.
I know. Just worship the wheel.
It's the wheel. It's the wheel. It just freaking sucks.
I'm going to start saying that in my daily life, and people are probably just going to, just accept it.
They'll get the reference because everybody's watching Battle Camp.
Everybody's watching Battle Camp right now.
Yep.
Do you like how they released Battle Camp in the last season of You in the same week? Basically, it's like, guys, no one's going to watch Battle Camp. They're going to watch You. They're going to watch Penn Badgley be hot and murder people, okay? That's what's going to happen.
I never got into You.
You're not into me?
Never.
Ben.
I never got into you.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Let's get to voting. Shuby is torn up about having to vote for Nick, and Polly is torn about if she can trust Trey, but we know what happens. Do we think that Bree would have had better luck with the wheel if she hadn't worn a jumper with a bear on it? Do you think the luck would have been better?
Maybe.
Yeah. Polly is feeling paranoid. She rats out the whole Trey thing to everyone, and Gio tells all of the blue team. So like everybody is kind of notified about the whole.
Gio's like so pissed about this, like more than
what about all the integrity in the real estate in the real estate business? We have integrity.
Yeah.
Everything is as it is.
Orange County, we do things a little different. We have
in Orange County real estate, everything is above the line. All right, let's get to the wheel spin. Morgan gets 2 votes, one from Georgia, who says she could be a threat in the future, and one from Lorenzo. We don't know why. I'm guessing he's just in an alliance with Georgia. I thought that was kind of random.
That was a little odd. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We didn't get any insight into it.
No. Lorenzo gets 0 votes. Bree, just from Shuby, he says she was a physical threat in the challenge and has a strong connection with Louis. I think he just didn't want to vote for Nick.
Yeah, big time.
Georgia gets 0 votes. So Nick gets a vote from Avery, says he's a threat. Gio, QT says he has too many connections. We talked about that might be why people are threatened. Trey wants to weaken the Eagles. Louis also wants to weaken the Eagles. Morgan, Bree, who says Nick's a threat. It's 7 votes total. Nick calculates that that's a 40% chance. Polly 0 votes. Trey 0 votes. Louis gets 2 votes. One from Nick, who says he's a threat and Nick wants to work with Trey, and from Polly, who says Louis is a physical threat and she wants to work with Trey. So, I mean, Trey did somehow pull off getting people to want to work with him.
Yeah.
2 people, but now nobody else probably wants to work with him.
I mean, when you're kind of a free agent, it does help a little bit. We've seen it
Yeah.
in Survivor. Like when the tribe dwindles down enough, you just become like a vote that people see. Like I can use that person to help with my.
I mean, the switch to 2-team format will help him too, and having 2 new people come in with big personalities will be good.
Yeah. Well, he's a shield for Nick, and Nick's a shield for Chase, and they're all shields for each other.
Yeah. So Louis is eliminated and Bree is devastated, but it's a double elimination. And then Nick starts crying. The wheel makes people cry.
It does. The wheel has powers.
Do they have an onion chopper in the wheel?
Probably.
And then they blow a fan and they make everybody cry.
Yes.
It's like an Eric Andre level.
Or when the wheel starts spinning, you see your entire life from start to finish.
Oh my God.
And you have to process it.
Wow.
Yeah. You process all the emotion of it.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude.
And it's obviously never good. So you just cry because it's sad.
Right.
Yeah. Bree is eliminated, and Georgia says it's a real love story because they're in love.
I know she says this multiple times.
She keeps talking about it afterwards.
So cute. It's a love story.
It's like a koala in a kangaroo's pouch.
It's like when a dingo eats her baby. It's a love story.
It's like Foster's in the Outback. And Bree's not even upset. Good, get her out of there. We want real competitors at Battle Camp. We don't want people in love.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah. I love when people also keep telling Nick, that was really impressive. You really beat the wheel today. Good job. How did you do that? Wow. Such a good job against the wheel today, man. You really showed that wheel who's boss.
You fucking crushed that wheel, dude.
Dude, that was so good. How did you do that?
How did you do that? And Nick's like, MIT.
I do like how Nick is like, so I've started to notice that people are really weird about this wheel. So maybe people will just now view me as that, like I'm supposed to be here, because they
on
somehow
like a spiritual level.
Yeah, maybe they'll view me as like a shaman for the wheel.
Yeah.
Weirder things have been believed. I mean, they do believe in the wheel. They're all going crazy. They have Stockholm syndrome with the wheel. We're only 4 days into production. I don't really know.
Yes. Is Nick a representative for the wheel? Is he the wheel manifest into a human body? We don't know.
He's just going to start doing cartwheels everywhere, too, to be like, I can't stop. The wheel's making me do it.
Yeah. He's going to slip the word wheel into conversations. He's going to be like, wheelie? And they're going to be like, did you just say wheelie? And he's going to be like, no, I said really.
Yeah, what are you talking about? So Taylor shows up at camp the next morning. Shuby's into this.
What's up, bro? Are we gonna be bunk buddies? That'd be super sick.
Come on, bro. Me and Taylor, bro. Bunk
Are we gonna be bug buddies? That'd be super sick.
That would be so cool, bro.
Oh my god! Yes! Woo!
Play the bunk buddies one again. I love.
Are we gonna be bunk buddies? That'd be super sick. Bang bang! Let's do this.
Bunk buddies.
Nice guy, Shuby. I tell you.
Yeah. So
he's so different from all these people on this show.
I know. Cool.
He's so different. I love it.
I brought extra bug spray if you guys need it.
Did somebody say pizza party?
So we get into 2 teams, and they're about to be, and Chase and Kyle show up. So Chase, he's gonna mix things up, and then Kyle says he is.
The Buff Boys.
Yes. We haven't seen Kyle's luggage yet. I think when we see his luggage, we'll know if he's hiding any women in it. So that will be kind of the twist
his
here.
Dog Deuce.
Yes. For those who didn't listen to our cast assessment, Kyle famously tried to get a book published where he told a story. He told a story where in college he was cheating on his girlfriend, and when she came to the room while he was doing it, so he had the woman he was sleeping with hide in a suitcase.
Villanova basketball. It's wild.
Villanova basketball. He was trying to reveal what really happens in college basketball.
Yeah, baby.
Yes. That's all I can think about whenever I look at him.
No, I know.
Can't think about anything else. Oh, besides his inspirational videos, which I also enjoy. So QT is happy about seeing Kyle because they made it to the final episode of The Circle, and Georgia is happy to see Chase because they're friends. We talked about that. And Nick knows Chase, and he's just happy to have two dudes that are bigger than him. So everybody's happy for the most part. Well, no one seems sad.
Chase especially is happy because he's like, I'm just gonna win this whole thing. It's gonna be so easy. He's like, look at all these people. He's like, I got this, no problem.
So they have like a individual tug of war, and the winners get to pick their teammates. They do like a draft thing, and Chase wins pretty easily, which I expected because he was like way bigger than Kyle. He's like kind of huge.
Yeah.
And Kyle's very
difficult with the water getting on the platform. They were slipping a bunch.
Yeah, and it's like balance and stuff. Yeah, I thought there might be more work with where you would let the rope go a little bit, and then you'd like pull it back. But it just seems like they were just straight up like pulling it. They didn't need to do any of that.
Yeah.
Let's get to the new team. So Chase picks Georgia, and she's happy to not have Chase against her, which I think is a fair assessment. She's pretty astute. Georgia picks Lorenzo. Lorenzo picks Nick because he's strong in a target, which is smart. Nick picks Trey as a shield, and then Trey picks Polly to confirm that he wants to work with her.
These are all good picks from each person. Each one makes sense.
The Blue Bears. Kyle picks QT. QT picks Geo. Geo picks Avery. Avery picks Morgan as a target. Oh, I guess like as a target on their team, so they have somebody to vote out. And then Shuby by default is last on the team, but he's happy about it because he's like, I'm not viewed as a threat, so I'd be happy for him too. You know, like
that was a great confessional where he goes, "Pick me last every time," and he goes, "Well, not every time.
Yeah, not in life.
Not in life.
Yeah." I did think it was interesting that they everybody let the Blue Bears be together again.
Yeah.
Like they've been winning everything. They're really tight. They work well together, and now they're on a team again.
Red team also stuck together. So,
but Red team hasn't been winning everything.
No, but I'm just saying, like mostly everybody stuck together.
Yeah.
It was just yellow that got split up after they lost two people.
Yeah, but why would the red team want to stick together, and why would you let the blue team stick together?
Well, in the case of Lorenzo choosing Nick, I think it's like more like I want to keep my enemies closer situation.
Yes.
So I guess I could see it from that respect.
Yeah. And I do get Georgia picking Lorenzo because they're tight, and I do understand what happened, but I think that it just like I wouldn't. Yeah, and I do kind of wish that there had been more of like a shakeup in a way.
Yeah,
I do think these teams will be interesting, but like I think more of a shakeup might have been more interesting strategically.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm still excited though. Let's get to the spelling bee. Also, challenge winners no longer get immunity from the spin. So I guess you don't get your names put. So you want to win because you don't get your names put up on the board, but you can still be voted
to it. Yeah.
And then you also get to pick who's punished.
Right.
Okay.
So there's incentive to win still.
Yeah. Okay. I'm fine with that, I guess. Lorenzo versus Kyle. Kyle gets quail wrong. And then Lorenzo gets knife right. So the guy whose English is his second language gets.
Yeah, he's the one that gets that right.
Yeah, because when this stuff happens, I'm always like, well, he has a handicap in this challenge because.
Yeah.
So Kyle gets launched. Morgan and Chase, Ocean and Steam. They both get it. They do it. They get it.
They better get it. Are you kidding me?
I was really proud. I was really proud of both of them. God bless America. We did it. Ben.
Come on.
Polly versus Geo. Geo gets vacancy right, which you would hope.
Of course. Yeah.
Polly gets saboteur wrong. Yeah, I mean, yes, I'm not. I wasn't very upset. It was okay, you know. Georgia gets.
What did he get wrong in saboteur? Was it the A? He did A instead of O, right?
She is her, and she did A. Yeah, A instead of O. I think she was saying like saboteur instead of saboteur.
Yeah.
Georgia does ecstasy wrong. We had this whole like 10-hour long confessional of Avery deciding if she's gonna throw it or not. Like this is her hardest decision she's ever gonna make.
Honestly,
Avery,
if she throws it, she's gonna look like a bigger game player than if she had gotten it right, because everyone's gonna know that she threw it.
I know. It's like, Avery, people already think that you're smart. Like you walk around talking like you're smart. Like I don't understand it, you know? Like it's just
That's not even mole behavior. That's purely idiotic behavior.
You know, like this is mole-ish behavior. You know, she needs to wake up.
Very mole-ish behavior.
Yes.
Yep.
So, as we conclude our coverage today, who are you feeling good about? I guess we talked about it. I'm feeling Lorenzo and Georgia. That's why
Lorenzo and Georgia seem to be in the best spot in the game right now.
And the Shoobster.
But and Shuby. I'm never ever going to count out Chase though going forward, just because Chase is super competitive, former professional athlete. This guy, he's another force to be reckoned with. He really is. I could see him.
He's going to flame out so quickly.
You really do? You really?
He's going to piss them all off.
Maybe. I don't know.
I just think he's such a target. He's going when you.
I'll tell you what my biggest theory though is: red team is going to dominate from here on out. I think blue team's going to start getting picked off one by one.
That's definitely possible. I just think the games aren't going to be fully athletic. I mean, we're doing a spelling bee.
Yeah. Well, both teams proved they couldn't do the spelling bee very well. So I'm going to lean towards the athleticism side.
I just think that when you go into the voting room and you're thinking about who you're going to vote for, you're going to think about Chase before you think about a lot of other people. Like who is the last person I interacted with or I think about? It's going to be Chase, like getting in people's faces or something.
Maybe.
He's going to leave that lasting impression.
Well, if that's the case, then how do you feel about Nick then? Because Chase is his shield.
I think Nick could do pretty well.
Nick has potential alliances on the other side.
Yeah, I know. I think Nick will do well.
And also Shuby, I think, just because of his personality, he could go very deep.
Yeah.
I do think both QT and Avery are going to overplay.
Oh, definitely.
I don't see them making it to the end.
Definitely Avery. Like, you're overplaying a
She's
spelling.
so overplaying.
It's a fucking spelling bee. Who cares? And they're over editing this too. Like, we don't care.
Yeah.
We're getting a cliffhanger about spelling. Oh, what is she gonna spell?
It's interesting because on a show like The Circle, I'm always like championing people who are playing harder, and I'm like, yes, because this game has potential. Like, this game could evolve. I don't think Battle Camp has potential to evolve to anything higher than what it is right now. The wheel sort of prevents that. It's sort of stuck where it is, and you need to sort of lower yourself to playing this game, not trying to evolve the game to something bigger.
I think if they like manipulate it a little bit, like making the punishment have immunity, like if they add some twists and stuff, like it could be.
Then there could be room for improvement.
A little bit more.
But the game that you're playing right now, it's nothing that special.
At its current, it's summer camp fun.
Yeah, it is. And if you overplay that, people are going to notice it immediately and just get you out.
100%.
That's why, like, someone like Shuby is really in a good space, I think. And, Georgia too. I think Georgia's got like a really good attitude and a tone for this.
And they are playing too. It's not that
Yeah.
like they're not playing,
No, they are. They are.
Yeah.
But like you can't overthink this game. It's a simple game. Don't overthink it. Just try to keep yourself off the wheel as much as possible, and that's it.
And have fun in the sun. Because you're at camp, baby. You're at a summer camp in Mexico.
Yeah. Have fun in the sun.
You're at a summer camp somewhere in Mexico. So I don't know what the problem is.
It's the wheel. It's the wheel. It just freaking sucks.
And in the end, the wheel's going to decide what it does. So why even try?
Yeah. And the wheel's going to decide if we live or die.
Yeah. The wheel could kill you tomorrow. So live every moment like it's your last moment. Live every day like it's your last day on earth. Spin every wheel like it's the last wheel you'll ever spin.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And subscribe to the Reality Alert Patreon like it's the last Patreon you'll ever subscribe to at patreon.com/realityalert.
In Mexico, they call the wheel Cerca de la Vida.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow. I like that.
You just have to accept it.
What?
You just have to accept it.
You just do. It rules us all.
It does.
Well, Ben, we will be back tomorrow live on YouTube at 12:30 p.m. PST with Jordan Staff from The Circle Season 6 and Twitch and Instagram. So be sure to subscribe. Oh, listener Maria was here. She said, this is a silly show, but so much better than Perfect Match.
Wow.
I think the jury's still out. We'll have to see. I did like season 1 of Perfect Match a lot. I thought that was really fun.
Well,
so,
any show with Shane in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Can we get Shane on Battle Camp, especially now?
Oh my God. Are you kidding? He'd be amazing.
Yeah. Come on. Get him back. He's sober. He's yoked. Why not?
Yeah. Let's see him try and hit some pitches.
Yeah.
Baseball competition.
I want to see him try to do T-ball. See how that goes.
No. It's a recipe for disaster. He's going to go full Tony.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Do some tea before you do T-ball. So we'll see how that goes.
I don't think Shane has a problem with tea.
No, I don't think so. But nobody should.
Tea.
I do tea before every podcast. So we'll be back tomorrow and then on Sunday. Okay. Bye. It's the place you go when you finish your show. We're your two best friends. Our names are Max and Ben. We're self-proclaimed television experts. It's Reality Alert.
Are we gonna be bunk buddies? That'd be super sick.